Hello, everybody. Okay, I got this new Shure mic, and this is my first test with it, so guess I have to see if it's picking up here on the light. I was pointing at the screen. Um, so yeah, and I have the mic plugged directly into the computer, going into OBS, and then I have the Rodecaster coming in through another USB port as an audio input. So I can't monitor. I don't think there's a jack. Yeah, if I got an adapter, I could monitor my audio, but I don't have a adapter for these headphones, unfortunately. So, yeah, I'll figure that out later. Now that the music's winding down, I'll go ahead and take off the headsets here, but so I can hear myself, normally. But yeah, so the Shure's, I just got it today. I was doing some research last night how to, sort of improve the quality of podcasts and stuff. I know, the video and the background and everything still default, here in my garage as usual, and lights down, and I'm just using the camera built into the iMac M3 here that I have, so it's not the best in the world. And let me go ahead and fade that out. And so yeah, but I've done a couple tests, before I started this, and it sounded really good. Um, if anybody, I doubt it, I'm so small, but if anybody's seen any of my previous videos, I was using these cheap Chinese mics, Zingyou mics. They're not like dynamic. They're passive. I don't know all the different mic types, but it's XLR, and it just doesn't have like any software. It might have some general basic circuitry built in, but this one obviously has the mute button, here on the top, and has like DSP and sound levels, and different sound, digital sound processing, tongue twister, digital sound processing built in, so it sounds overall better. It does pick up every little noise, like if I smack my lip or something, but you know, or so I still got to mute it, if I'm like playing a video or something, so it doesn't pick me up in the background. But overall, again, good quality. Um, I plan on, maybe eventually getting some kind of little green screen behind me and knock it out the background a little bit, put something cool in there, and then yeah, just trying to overall generally improve it. And I have GoPros too, so I need to get a even this iMac. It does have four USBs, but they fill up quick. So I'm gonna probably have to get a USB-C hub, like a powered hub that can power microphones and my backup drives, and enough for the Rodecaster and all that stuff. Right now, I'm just using the four, and I had to just unplug one of my SSD drives. So yeah, I'm excited. And then the GoPro should bring some better quality, but the GoPro probably will need some better lighting too as well. I mean, the Mac cameras are pretty good at low lighting. So, can't complain too much about it, but there's not a whole lot of adjusting I can do, with the Mac camera. It's just pretty much there. I could crop it and shrink it and everything through OBS, but um, yeah, it doesn't give me fine tune controls. So yeah, and then like I said, people who might remember previous ones, you could used to be able to hear every cricket, every dog barking in the background, every car driving by while I was recording. But now, if I'm quiet, absolutely nothing. So color me impressed. And I'm looking forward to, and actually um, the mic was able to, I was actually able to use the cheap boom that came with the Zingyou. It's actually strong enough to hold up this mic, even though it's larger and everything. I had to sort of lock down some of the joints a little bit more, as you saw, but it's doing its job. So I'm glad I didn't have to buy another boom for it. I'll probably end up using the boom on the other side of the desk while I'm out here, and then take this boom because it doesn't have a mount on it. I have a plastic uh, table from Lowe's, and my other boom clamp broke on the bottom, so I it had like a piece where that's used to slide into the clamp, but so I literally just got a screwdriver out of the toolkit over here, and pounded a hole into the table, the screwdriver. Then I just wiggled it around until the hole got big enough. Well, that's what she said. Um, to for the bike, you know, uh, thingy to go into the hole. um, and it works. It pretty much just as good. It's a little flimsier, vertically. God. Oh, once you get a "that's what she said" in your brain, you keep walking into it. But but yeah, it works too. And I still have another old Zingyou bike on that one, so I'll probably, like I said, start using that one out here, and use this one for my desk and my home office. Maybe even use it for some work to do some like instructional videos and stuff. That was one of my drawbacks using either the Zingyous or trying to use like AirPods or whatever. They're just not, high fidelity, like a Shure mic is. So, you know, yeah. But not going to get into any politics or anything tonight. I'll probably end up doing. I'm thinking about, there's like lots of different tech topics I'm interested in. So, I like doing mail server and email stuff and website stuff. So I might go a little bit of a technical route for a little bit, and start showing some tutorials of like setting up like your own mail server. I have a cool one I use for friends and family called Posty, Poste.io, and it's a Docker container type. You can just put it on a Linode or something, and as long as you set up the reverse DNS and all the standard mail server stuff, it runs really, really well. So I have probably 30 domains connected to it, and I've upgraded it up to like 160 gig Linode, which is pretty large. Um, and then maybe doing some other ones like how I used to be on Linode and how I used to be set up on that. And even though I liked Linode, um, I liked being able to self-host websites and everything. It started to become a bit of a nightmare. Um, and I'm getting a message like encoding overload, so it told me to talk quieter. Let me bring the input down a little bit. I hope it didn't glitch or anything, but so I may do a little video, talking about going from Linode self-hosted on Nginx and MySQL, PHP, and WordPress sites over to how I moved most of my customers and personal websites over to Hostinger.com. Network Chuck liked them, and I like Network Chuck, and I'm not trying to compete with him. I know I never could in quality and production, but he unlike me, he talks way too fast and goes through way too much too quickly. And even though it's good and you can pause and take notes and stuff, it's just I'd probably take a little more practical pace. And basically, yeah, I'm still getting that message. Faster encoding. Yeah, I'll check that later. But even though Chuck's fast and everything, like I said, I'll take a more practical pace. I lost my train of thought there for a minute, and just slow down. I'll do it basically the speed I would do it if I was just doing it myself, and then just talk while I'm doing it, and just have maybe me down there so you can sort of still see me a little bit, even though that's not important, and then have a browser or a screen cap going, recording what I'm working on. And I just put my shirt back on out here because it's like 90 degrees. What is it now? Almost 11 o'clock Eastern. So okay, well, I'm good. That's some of my plans I might be doing over the next few videos. So we'll see what happens. I'll probably just keep the same channel name, the DC Entropy. I like that, and Yeah, who say you can't be a multimodal, multi-channel? So otherwise, everybody have a good night, and let me get my music ready here, and peace out.